joy of coding.
Hello, and welcome to episode 207 of The Joy of Coding. Hi, how's it going? My name's Mike Conley. So glad to have you here. It's February 26th. Let's get started. Going to be hacking on some Firefox stuff. I want to just dive right in. So let me share my screen. There it is. Hello, welcome. So, yeah, as I said, today is February 26th, episode 207. If you're new to the stream, I want to remind you, no Plan Survives Breakfast. I don't have a sort of a script or anything beyond just a vague idea of what I want to occur today. None of this has been pre-planned, and none of the code that I write has really been pre-written. It's not been pre-written. I'm just kind of like capturing software development in the raw as I think of solutions and as I design solutions. Things might go wrong, things might go sideways, things might go right. Who knows what'll happen today? So that's what you're signing on for. So glad to have you here. Hope I haven't scared you off. The second thing is that the agenda that we're looking at, which has a bunch of handy links in it, is something that you, the viewer, beloved viewer, have access to. So if you're watching this on Air Mozilla, find the handouts section somewhere nearby. And if you're watching this on YouTube, the question... Hold on, I'll get to Danny Colin. Yeah, it's a very good question. I'll answer that in a second. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out the video description. And if you're watching this on Twitch, I'm going to drop the link into the Twitch chat right now. So the question from Danny Colin... Oh, hello, Elpham A. The question from Danny Colin was, what am I drinking today? Today I'm drinking a Canada Dry Diet Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Normally I would be drinking a caffeinated beverage, but I am trying to cut down on my caffeine intake lately, so that's what's going on. I'm drinking ginger ale today. So anyways, that's the agenda, and I think I'm going to skip talking about the episode guide because I really want to get into the stream. But if you're curious about the episode guide, watch any of the streams before this one or any of the streams after it because I'll probably talk about it there. And yeah, there you go. Okay, so today, first thing I want to do is I'm going to try something new. I'm going to turn on what's called Chill Hop. I found what's called a royalty-free stream, apparently copyright-free stream of music. I hope that it's, excuse me, copyright-free. I mean, it looks like YouTube hasn't taken it down. It's got plenty of views, so I feel like if there was a copyright problem, YouTube would have taken it down. So I'm going to hit play and see what happens. Yeah, there's just this stream of no copyright music. I'm going to have this playing in the background. If it's distracting, let me know. Maybe I'll turn that down a little bit. Just have it lightly going in the background so we can chill out together. That might even still be a little too loud. Okay, so what do I want to work on today? Today I'm hoping to continue on with the About homework that we'd started, we've been poking at. We've been poking at it on and off, and we're really coming to a head with this project where the idea is About Home, the document that by default you view on startup, is currently and nightly rendered dynamically. We calculate this like React or this state object, and then we pump it through React, and then the DOM is updated. And that is actually, especially during the startup window, quite expensive. So one of the things that my team was hoping we could do for performance, especially for startup performance, is periodically cache the document that's created during the run of Firefox. So as the React state updates, as new pocket stories come in, as your history evolves, etc., the next About Home will be different. And so periodically generating that different doc in the background and sending it into the HTTP cache. And then on startup, pulling the document, instead of generating the document from scratch using React, we pull the document that we've pre-rendered to like an HTML document from the HTTP cache, almost as if we were, talking to a web server or something. And I think that's going to buy us time. I did a prototype a couple of days ago where instead of dynamically creating the document like we currently do, I was pulling a file off of the disk, and on our 2018 slow reference hardware that we've got, That saved us actually a couple of seconds for startup, which was really nice. So I'm gonna see what I can do with that today. I've got the sort of the proof of concept built, or like various chunks of a proof of concept built. What I want to focus on today is seeing if we can make it so that we can generate the cached document. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how I'm hoping to do that. Let me know if the music is too distracting. You can either tell me in Matrix. Matrix, if you're not familiar, check out this link here. You can join me on Matrix. And if you're not sure what Matrix is all about, there's actually a wiki page now about Matrix. So let me bring this up. This is our join us on Matrix. Here's documentation on how to join. So this is documentation on how to get a Matrix account set up. It's free, and then this link will allow you to join the channel once you have a Matrix account. I'm only sort of monitoring the Twitch chat. If you find that, at any rate, the music is distracting, let me know and I'll turn it off. Okay, so let's talk about generating this static document. So there's this library called React DOM Server, which does this. You may have heard me talk about it a couple times before. React DOM Server knows how to take in an element that has like a React component, effectively, and then you make sure that that component has the state object attached to it, and then you pass in that component to React DOM Server, and you can call render to string. And you don't want to use render to static markup. You want to use render to string, because what we want to do is the page still needs to be interactive with React. And so whenever you do render to string, we'll get this static document that we can send to the HTTP cache. Then we're going to pull that static document on startup, and then React is just going to attach. It's going to hydrate on that loaded page, and it won't have to build it. We'll have already painted it. It'll just attach like event handlers. So we need to get this React DOM server available. There is a bug that I've filed. It's called Investigate the Practicality of Bringing React DOM Server into the Tree. So this is what we're probably going to start with. So the good news is that after some poking around, React DOM Server is actually already in the tree. Oh, whoops. The thing is, I've noticed there are a couple different places where we use React in the front end of Firefox. We use it for developer tools. We use it for this page, about studies. And we use it for about home and about like the new tab stuff. And with React DOM Server, we have one copy of it in tree, and that's for dev tools. For some reason, we didn't include it for new tab, and studies doesn't have it. Now, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of sharing going on here, and I filed a bug about sharing React components or vendoring in React stuff. React vendor. This bug here about vendoring them together, but there is already like some difficulty around doing that. It's not as simple as it sounds. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and just bring another copy of React DOM Server into the tree. We can worry about deduplicating it later. We already have this duplication problem. I'd rather not solve that right now. Maybe we can solve it down the line. So the good news is that there's actually some prior artwork in the activity stream space where I think they were using React DOM Server. And they were pre-rendering part of About Home for startup, but they weren't pre-rendering all of it. So I'm hoping this is the patch that introduced that work, and I want to sort of use this as inspiration, because we're gonna have to hook into the activity stream like build infrastructure. Pull requests 15. Oh, whoops. No. Go Go back. It's an issue. So there are all of these different bugs. Is there a way I can see all the different bugs? Add React pre-rendering. This is basically it. Now, where are they getting the render to string from? React DOM /server. So where are they getting that? I presume they're not still using that. No, they pulled that out. All this stuff got pulled out. But they had it in the tree at one point. So how do they package it? So I'm going to browse the tree at this point, whenever they landed this stuff. See what they've got. That's not where they were holding the React stuff. Where is the React stuff that they were? Is it in like a vendor? Data? No. Common? No. Bin? No. No. Oh, wait, there's a fender right there. What's interesting is that they don't have render to string in here, or React DOM server in here, unless it's been like compressed into here. We've got render to static markup. So how did they do it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually check out. I've got a copy of the activity here. Let me pump up the font. I want to see where they were getting this stuff from, because I don't want to like bring in React DOM server if I don't need to. So what do I have in the tree right now? Okay, I'm gonna pull. Okay. Apparently I've got everything. Oh, I don't have everything. All these different branches. Which is the one that we care about? For activity stream. This is really old. So what do they have? Central? Which is the one that's getting updated? Maybe it hasn't been updated in a long time. Well, at any rate, let's find this revision. Git checkout. Oh, got some. Oh yeah. Reset hard. I don't want that change anymore. Git checkout such and such. I'm going to detached head state. Okay. So yeah, I've got this build MC thing. Refactor various files for pre-rendering. All of this looks right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for render to string. Where is that? Oh my goodness. Less. There's this like pre-render map thing. Jesus. All right. Let me check in here. Nothing in there. Find react.js. Is it one of the node modules? Git grep. Oh, thank you, Barrett. Barrett's giving me this nice, handy little search tool. Git grep. Nope. Git grep. Unknown switch R. Maybe that means to be lowercase r for recursive, I presume. Okay. So it looks like there is a render to string only inside this render activity stream html.js thing. Render to string. That's in a comment. Where is render to string coming from? Was it? Now here's the difference. I believe the rendering, the pre-rendering that Kate added here was at, was for rendering at build time. And I think that might be the difference. Seriously? Like, how would this have worked? All right, let me try. All right, hold up. The way that Node currently works on this machine is a little funky. I've got Node stored inside of my .moz build directory, and I haven't actually like set up the symlinks correctly. npm install. Wanted firewall changing this current. They want Node 7.0. They want a much older version of Node. Huh. Alright. Barrett is suggesting that we go and check out the Node modules of this revision. Oh, I don't think they would have checked in the Node modules. But it might be in the package. They've got React DOM. I wonder if React DOM used to have React DOM server in it. I wonder if they split it out. React DOM 15.3.2. Let's take a quick peek at React on GitHub. React.js. Is that them? Okay. And then, actually what I want is the React DOM. Okay, this looks right. And then what were the releases? Do they have releases? Oh. API React DOM /server. So it's included in React-DOM. Interesting. Barrett asks if ActivityStream is developed outside of MC still. I think partially. I think a lot of the front-end stuff still is, because I don't think they ever hooked in the JSX build step into mock. I never managed to make that work. So it kind of builds separately. So React DOM includes render to string. So in here it is, I guess. It's React DOM servers in here. And that's not super useful for me. I mean, so that's why she was able to use it before. That's why Kate was able to use it. Is because they have the React DOM NPM package installed whenever they're developing. And then at build time, they use React DOM to create... They use that React DOM thing to create the pre-rendered document. I don't want to do it at build time. I need to be able to do it at runtime. So I need to have the React DOM server library. Okay. So what I'll do is take a look at where React currently is. It's under New Tab Vendor. And I think we just want to have React... Oh, they've got React DOM in here. Render to string. I don't have render to string. So React 16.8.6, I wonder if they split out at some point the render to string stuff. Because now it's React DOM server is this separate library. Anyways, so I want the same version, presumably, 16.8.6. Where's React DOM server? How do I download it? I need the library.js. All right. Get it. Get it. I need React DOM server. What version was it? 16.8.6. Which one do we already have in the tree, out of curiosity? 16.8.6. You know what I'm gonna do? I know it's not minified. I'm just gonna copy this over just so that we can keep moving. So it's a little sad that I'm copying this stuff, but I'm gonna do it because I wanna keep moving. The whole point of the stream is not to, if you'll pardon the expression, dick around. You know, if we want to find a different way of packaging this thing, we will. React DOM server. Okay, so I'm going to copy that and I'll put it into browser, components, new tab, vendor. There it is. Same version. I don't know if I have to put in its own separate license. What license is this? MIT license. I wonder, I'm pretty sure React DOM server is also MIT licensed. Yes. I don't know if I have to mention it in here, so that's a to-do. If we're going to bring this in, we have to make sure we do all the licensing stuff. But for now, we brought it in. So let's add browser components, new tab, vendor, React DOM server. Vendor React DOM server 16.8.6 into the new tab component. Maybe Mardak can look at that, or maybe Kate. We'll have Kate look at it. And it's possible that they'll want the minified one instead. There are advantages in that we don't have to read as, like it's, especially during, well, React DOM server isn't going to be used during startup. It's going to be used during runtime. Questionable advantages if we minify it. I guess it's less disk I/O. Okay, so now where are we going to? So let's start writing stuff down. We've brought 16.86 into the new tab code by copying it from DevTools to do licensing. Do we need to add a license for React DOM server in the vendor folder? Also to do, does React DOM server need to be compressed? Okay, next thing I want to do is I need a convenient place to do this work of firing up a worker, because that's what I want to do. I want to like have a worker. I want a worker, specifically what's called a promise worker, that loads the React DOM server and activity stream component code, and then can be sent a state and have it return, have it echo back a string. Does this need to be in a worker? I think the only reason I want this to be in a worker, there are a couple of reasons I want this to be in a worker. I'm going to be running this from a non-windowed, like privileged scope, and so it's nice to be able to, even though it's a Chrome worker, so it's already got some abilities, having it kind of sequestered into its own worker is kind of nice. Also, the conversion of state and these React components into a string is not necessarily free, and by moving it off of the main thread and the content process, even if it's the privileged about content process, I free up that main thread, and that's a good thing in general. Off main thread is not free by no means. It doesn't mean you get free computation, but moving things off of the main thread in general is a good idea. Okay, so where am I going to put this promise worker? There's no, like, the only place I can think of is the NSI about new tab service, which is loaded in both the parent and content processes. So this about new tab service thing, which is, it's a little weird. I've never really liked that pattern, where a thing will load in both processes, because then you have to have like a lot of checks to see like, what process am I in? Where am I? What is going on? But for now, this will probably do. So in the about new tab service, what I'm going to do, just as a test, how do I do this as a test? Well, first of all, I need to bring in the promise worker code. Promise worker.jsm. Promise worker is a thing that makes it easy for us to create a worker that, you know, we message via a message back and forth via promises. So it's a some swanky royalty-free music. This is my like stank face. We've got our promise worker. Let's see. Now, when am I going to use it? How do I kick this off? It'd be really nice if there was a way that I could do this from UI. Just trying to think what the best pattern is. F it. You know what? After this is done loading, after we're done loading and the privilege without content process is done, I'm gonna create this thing. Just as this is all again as a test. So what's the API for a promise worker? Something like new promise worker. Oh, how does it work? Oh, you can extend it. Do I want to do that? You post to it. Okay, so like. I don't know if it's really necessary to extend it at this point. So there's like this call to abstract worker, create an abstract worker. Worker dedicated to handle it. Oh, this is interesting. So this is promiseworker.js, which is different from promiseworker.jsm. So this is from the perspective of the worker itself. I want this end of things. Maybe the reader worker. Aha, base promise worker. That's what I should be looking at. So let's look for examples of using base promise worker. Oh, I think you just pass it the worker script. That's probably it, right? Session worker. Page thumbs worker. Okay. So really what I want to import, define module getter. So let's create one. Base promise worker. We have to pass it a path to a script. So we're going to need to create a script. Let's give it... Where's all the React, the activity stream stuff? I think it's in like... Base URL. Oh, okay, so that's the namespace. Okay. And then data slash content cache worker. Okay. So we create that worker. And then let's just send it a message, worker.post. Hello, then dump response R. See if we can just echo back and forth. We'll set that up. The other thing that comes to mind is that even though I added the browser components new tab, the vendor thing, I don't know if I have to like package it, and I might. Like there's this jar.mn step. I got a feeling I gotta package it. Yeah, here we go. So I'm gonna package it React DOM server. And then we need our new data content cache worker. Content. What was there before? Content activity stream bundle. This thing. I think instead of pointing it there, because I think this is stuff that's like run through the whole like JSX business. I don't want it there. Content source. No, I don't think anyone ever loads from content source. There's common vendor data and pre-rendered. And lib. Data. Maybe I'll put it under lib for now. So new tab / lib. There we go. Yeah, activity stream / lib. Cache worker. Okay, new file. Now this thing inside a promise worker. You have to this is using like require, which no thanks. Maybe you can bring it in with require. Maybe that's just easier. Alright. So we'll bring in require. Say the promise worker is that. And then say that we're an abstract worker. Post message. What's self in this self? What is self? Is self something that Chrome workers have as like this? Worker, MDN, worker scope, worker global scope, self. Yeah, self. Okay. It's fine. So the presumption is that there is on the global something called post message and close. Maybe inside of readability.js. Post message, no? Reader. Right. What? So Oh, of course, there's already one. Right, there's already a post message on the global scope. client. Service workers. Worker on the prototype. Oh, that's from the from the perspective of something that is running in the worker, and then there's an on message. Then yeah, it's got a self post message. Well, I don't know why that's not documented. Okay, anyways, let's just copy this for now. Let's say worker dispatch agent. What the heck's an agent? Agent. Call the method. Parse document. Method called. Okay. Say new tab cache worker. So what did we call this thing? We called it cache worker. Okay, and do I have to do anything special to package it up? No, they're all included. All right, let's build. How's everyone doing out there? Everyone okay? All right. Total silence, but I see 11 people are watching, at least on Twitch, and maybe more on YouTube. I don't know. I'm glad you're with me. You know what? The chill music is kind of growing on me. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's helping to reduce my stress. Smurfy's trying to find out what causes a Mac to have a full hard drive. I highly recommend, there's a tool I've used called Tree Size Viewer, I think, or Tree... What is it called? Tree... Some utility I used once called, like... Oh, Disk Inventory. That's what it's called now. Disk Inventory X. Cool, and Danny Colin's working on a Riot Web photonized theme. Awesome. I will happily test your theme when you're done. Alright, let's boot this thing up and see what happens. Now the thing is, I gotta make sure that the privileged about content process is running. Okay, it is. So... what happened just now? I got nothing. No logging. So let's find out what's going wrong. Constructing worker. Worker constructed. Dog food. That's the word I was looking for. I'll happily dog food that theme, Danny Nolan. Alright, so we are constructing the worker. Oh, we construct multiple workers. Very interesting. We probably only want to do that once, so we'll take care of that in here somewhere. But for now, we have constructed the worker, and then I post hello. How does... maybe part of the problem is that I don't really know how a promise worker works. Oh, I think you actually have to set this up. Okay. That way the worker actually hears the message. Okay, we have an error. Debug is not defined in the cache worker. That's probably makes sense because I didn't define a cache. thingamajigger, so let me just get rid of that. We don't need a log function. All right, so we are calling our worker and we are passing it stuff. That's great. Method hello was called. And then our response was undefined. How does this work whenever you do dispatch on a promise worker? I guess it's all supposed to be sync in here, synchronous. So if like I return responding, is that what? Is that what we expect to? Yeah, good. Okay, so this is where we would like call. If method equals like cache, then I'll call it like construct cache sure, then return, let's pretend we've constructed a cache. We're going to say HTML body, here is the cache. Instead of doing this here, I think what I'm gonna do is like whenever the about new tab service is constructed, init privileged. This dot, what do I want to say? Create cache worker. So this should only happen once. Say cache worker. We're going to post construct cache. Right? We're going to put this in. Const cache worker URL base URL. And then the next step is to see if we can load some React stuff into this worker. Okay, so we've got it returning some stuff. We sent it a message. Let's see if we can get it to load. Like, what happens if I just try and load like React? Or can I use like ES6 imports here? JSX. Can I do like No, I don't think I can do this. Can I? I was gonna expect like webpacky things. What happens if I do this? I don't think it's gonna like it. Okay, so how about react.js and new tab? Yeah, this is what I need. React DOM and React DOM server, presumably. I mean, I might not even need React DOM. That's something I need to test. But let's see if I can just load these. Ooh. Danny Colin has a first draft of a Photon theme for Riot. What does it look like? Screenshots. Alright. Check it out later. Whoops, missing close parentheses. Oh, there's a question. Don Alal writes, wouldn't you need a message listener? Oh, I think that's from way back in the day. Sorry, I barely pay attention to the Twitch chat. Yes, it turns out I needed a message listener. PromiseWorker.js was not taking care of that for me. I thought it was, and it was not. So cache worker on line 4, I forgot a comma. That's what happened. Worker constructed. So we imported our stuff. Good. Now what I want to do is see if I can import without React DOM. What happens then? Ah. Well, you were on the right track, Donalel. We were on the right track together. So yeah, I don't think I need React DOM. I can just get just React DOM server. I'm pretty sure I need React itself though. Like if I comment this out, I have a feeling it's going to explode. Yeah, it explodes. And I noticed this the other day. Secret internals do not use or you will be fired. Okay. Cool. So we're going to put React back. All right. Ooh. I'm not sure if this is this no copyright? I don't know. This looks like it's from Grand Theft Auto. There we go. Nice. Now what do I want to do? It's weird that we actually need require. Do I even need require? Can I just... Maybe I can avoid loading it if I... Everyone else is requiring it. What is it? It itself imports require.js, so I guess it just kind of, it's assumed that this module is meant to be imported using the implementation of require here. Okay, so it's necessary. Okay, so now that I've got the React and React DOM server, I need the activity stream components. And this is probably going to be the hardest part. I'm going to silence notifications. Slack. We need to get the activity stream components so that we have the opportunity to like, that's the stuff we need in order to like render stuff to a string, and that's going to be pretty difficult. The good news is that there's that prior art from Kate, who had worked on something similar that I think I can crib off of. Let me actually copy this. These are my notes for like planning stuff. Other to do. Make creation of the worker lazy. Shouldn't do that until we actually need to cache. No need to do it on start. I'm only doing it now for development purposes. So I need to construct. The problem with the way that the components currently are with About New Tab is that they are written in a language called JSX, which has to go through a build time parser, and then we construct a bundle. And so what I need is I need to be able to like emit just the build MCM. So there's like this job here. I wonder if I should be putting all of this inside the, should all of this development be actually happening within the activity stream development, activity stream GitHub account? That's what I'm worried about. Let me just quickly check to see how it currently works with the scripts. So there's like a build. Copy. Start MC copy. Yeah, okay, I have a feeling that's the problem, is that if I'm gonna do this. Alright, well where's the... Alright, we have to take all of these changes that I've done, which granted are not too many. And I'm gonna have to put them inside of the activity stream directory. So let's create a new terminal. Let's see how bad this is gonna be. Jardon? No. What? Where is Jardon? In the system add-on. Is that? No. No. This doesn't make any sense. Hang on. Let me read the instructions here that I've... New tab. copy the code is exported on a regular basis. We found there. Keep in mind that some of these files generate, so if you intend on editing any files, you should do so in the GitHub version. Pull request should be sent against the master branch of this, not against Mozilla Central. npm run build MC from the root of the activity stream. Okay. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shelve everything I've got so far. I'm gonna see if this is gonna work. These get checkout master. Okay. So I'm gonna do, what is it? Moz build node bin npm install. Make sure I've got everything. And it hates it. I've got a version of npm that's too new. What's going on? What kind of activity stream stuff has been going on? Where are all the developments happening? Unless they made it so that you can run this stuff inside tree. Because, like, let me see here. Content, components. Yeah, February 21st, collections design refinement. So what did they do? It's done in tree. They don't use the GitHub thing anymore. They're patching Mozilla Central directly. That's good. That also suggests to me that the build step might actually be part of, like, the build. Like, we might be able to run mock stuff to make building happen. So let me unshelve. How do you do it? Build MC. Is there like a mock thing here? Monkey test. Hooks. Ooh. Post commit. How do you... How do you do it? How do you do it? Webpack yarn? Is that yarn or yam? Is that yam? Yam scripts. What are yam scripts? Heck are YAM scripts? This file compiles to package JSON scripts. When you add or modify anything, you must run npm run YAM scripts. point is a chain reference to use mock. Point npm run test MC to use mock. And from inside browser, if you try to run npm run test MC. Okay, so within activity stream, browser components new tab, the idea is I should be able to run moz build node bin npm install here. Well, I've got the right version of npm. I've got too new a version of node. Version, node dash version. That's the one I want. So .moz build node. Hang on. Which node? Brew uninstall node. Okay, so hang on. Node, I want node 1019, that's the one I've got. Node, now I'm gonna say, let's build node bin npm install. Hey! Ridiculous. Yeah, I need to change my node, what it means where node is, because I've got a system node and then there's this project node. Okay. So I've got it installed. Now if I do node, oh wait. No, npm build MC, what happens? How's it supposed to work? Node run npm run build MC. And then it explodes. No such file directory. Oh, it presumes that what about just build? Run. What are the jobs that I can do here? Subl package.json. And what have I changed in the repository? I have no idea what that command just did. Okay, looks okay. What commands do I have here? Build MC, build uplift, build library, start MC, pre-start, launch MC, import. I just need to do the webpack stuff. Bundle, maybe that's it. Bundle. Bundle webpack. What happens if I do that? Okay. What has just happened? I've created, oh, good. I've created an activity stream bundle.js, but presumably it's exactly the same as the one before. That's great. So I can add, well, first of all, I guess there's like a bundle webpack job. Mock command. Webpack. Seriously? Like... Okay. What am I trying to do here? I've got like 15 minutes. I want to create the script that has all the components in it. I've seen an example of this. It's kind of similar. To this. I recently reviewed, simplified welcome page where, what did they do? Similar modifications, all happening in tree. Then they added this document. And then this is the bundle that got generated. This is the bundle, this is the thing that's loading the bundle. I need to generate a bundle. Here's the JSX that causes the bundle to be generated. So I think I want under content source. I'm gonna say something like cache. I'm just gonna call them like components .jsx, or that's what I'm going to call the file. Save as components.jsx. And what it's going to be is it's just going to be this stuff. Oh. Okay. And does this get added to some kind of blacklist for linting? I saw an ESLint ignore. Oh, we're ignoring the generated thing. So .ESLint ignore. This sounds a lot like Tom York. Are we still on no copyright music? Okay, that's not Tom York. I think we're okay. Activity stream. Or new tab. Oh. Maybe we don't need to add it for now. Okay, so I've created this .jsx file, and now how do I get that turned into a bundle? So I think one of the things that was done in this patch was that yam scripts was updated. It's like a script that generates a script. Welcome bundle. And it runs webpack config and then that. Okay. So I'm going to say yam scripts.yaml under bundle. call it components. I don't need to do SAS or anything. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to say Webpack components. Okay. And then run this in order to create a new package.json. What the heck? Alright, let's see what this is. Alright, so under browser components new tab, create a new Webpack thing. File, save as webpack.components.config.js. And what goes in there? Well, you put in a license. And this is some node script. And what you do is you say, hey, I need... Oh, this is all handy boilerplate. I don't know if I need the config. Maybe I do. What's in Webpack system add-on config? Oh, this stuff. I see. So they're all kind of sharing something at the root. Okay. Acquire Webpack. I'm just going to wholesale copy this. Content source. No, it's just components.jsx. Externals. Okay, path. Not about welcome content. I want to run where was I loading it from? And cache worker is like activity stream slash like lib cache worker dash components. So under lib. Lib components. Or actually, what if common? No. Content source. Where do all the other maybe pre-rendered makes sense. Oh, geez, I don't know. Lib docs data. Yeah, maybe that makes sense. Data. What do they do here? Data slash content. Data slash content. Then call it components.bundle. Alright. So there's this thing now. So I need to run npm run yam scripts. Yam scripts. Okay, now I need to run bundle components. Cannot find webpack.components. Browser components new tab. Webpack.components.config. What the? Didn't I create one? Webpack.components.config. Where is this thing? Under browser component. Oh, whoops, wrong place. I need to move this to here. Reveal in Finder. We're going to move this under components, new tab, new tab, new tab. Alright. Thought maybe I could do that. Whatever. Okay, here we go. Hey, I think I may have done it. That's crazy. So components.bundle.js, did it produce something? It would be under data. So here's this massive chunk of JavaScript. Who knows what this is? It's just, how big is this? It's 816 kilobytes. This is so intense. But what did we bring in? Did we bring in like all full-blown React? Render toString. No, it's not in there. Hydrate. Oh. Hydration middleware. Init store. So a bunch of stuff got brought in just from components.bundle, and that's being sourced from just this, just bringing in the base. Components base. Oh, I guess it brings in all of this business. All right, well, let's see if we can load this JavaScript now. This components.bundle.js. So it's under data content. Do I have to package that? Okay. Components dot bundle. All right. Let's see what happens when I do that. Oh man, so a bunch of chat here. Is that why you played music today? You knew you were going to be yamming? Yes, I was going to be yammering away. Definitely a Bitcoin miner script. Who knows? That's the problem with Webpack. Who knows what's in there? Firefox just grew 100 megabytes, so I sure hope not. I'd love if we could cut that down. You know, it seems silly to compile this twice. Perhaps there's a way that we can share this with the activity stream bundle that's already using some of this stuff. But for now, we've got this components bundle thing. It's really big, but it's there. Okay, so now inside of our cache worker, we're going to try loading it. Activity stream.bundle. What was the path? It's like data. Whoop. Okay, so we've got our bundle here, but we're going to call it components.bundle. Oh, out of curiosity, what? I mean, maybe I could have just loaded this. What is loading this? Render. It's possible I could have just loaded this instead of doing all that work. Except that I'm pretty sure this is not inert. I think it does some stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure ActivityStreamBundle.js, one of the things it does is like, it'll like call some stuff because it's like stream.jsx. One of the things it does is calls hydrate, so it'll call like this, for example, and I don't want it to do that. Let's take a look at the bundle again. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Send event or add listener. Oh, no, it does do it. It does do it. It just does it in a really circuitous way. So yeah, that's the problem. Well, I can't just do it. Okay. So that's built. Let's see if we've loaded these components. Mock run. Error. React DOM not defined. Okay, so it does need React DOM. Okay. Windows not defined in the bundle on this line. I'm really not looking forward to debugging this. Jeez. All right. Components.bundle on line 12435. 12435. Oh, okay. So there's some things in here that expect a window to exist. Okay, well, I guess I'll fool it. Let's say that window equals self for now. Let's see if it will accept that. Danny Colin asks, what are my thoughts on the new Megabar so far? I think it's fine. I've gotten used to it. Chrome utils import is not a function. What? On line 18066. Yeah, I have no problems with it. I know that under the hood it's a much cleaner implementation. Lines 18066. If type of Chrome utils is not equal to undefined. I'm gonna say Chrome utils equals undefined, just to fool it. Okay, so we have our worker and it's loaded this thing. Now I'm gonna take, when we construct our cache, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say React DOM server, what's the API? React DOM server, you say React DOM server render to string, and you pass it the base element. So we can use the, what was it, ActivityStream.jsx, where's that? So this is what we're going to pass in, kind of. but I have to like express it not in JSX because I don't want to express it in JSX. I don't want to have to package this thing. I need like a store too. Oh my goodness. JSX. Keep closing it. Store. Init store. So I'm gonna need a store. I guess I'm gonna need the reducers. State. Merge store action. Merge store merge store action, rehydration middleware. Is rehydration request, then do it. Merge store action, new tab initial state. So what's the thing that merge state reducer? Oh, this is the reducer that merge. So that's how you set the state. Oh boy. Init store. Initial state optional. That's what I want. Initial state. Create. I have a feeling that's what we need to add here, is the ability to call it with some state. Okay. I think I'm going to cap the stream here, but we're making progress. It seems like what I need to do, because of the way these activity stream components are set up, they expect a store, a Redux store, so I have to create a store, and then I'm going to pass that store an initial state, and nothing else. No other actions. Then I'm going to pass that store along to React DOM server. Well, I'm going to set that store on a provider class that has a base class inside of it. And then hopefully render that to string. Fingers crossed. This is intense. But I'm going to call it here. Thank you so much for watching episode 207 of The Joy of Coding. Let me know what you thought of today's episode. In particular, if you liked the music, didn't like the music, maybe it didn't matter. You can rate the episode using this form here in the agenda, so check that out. Fill out the form. I read every single piece of feedback that comes in on the form. It helps me craft the stream and do what needs to be done in order to make the stream better. So yeah, send me a message. And what else? don't think there's anything else. Thanks again for watching episode. Oh, smash that like and subscribe or something. Subscribe. All right. Take care. Have yourself a great week. See ya. Bye-bye. Hold up. I'm gonna do a... This is gonna be a hairpin turn. Hold up. See ya. Bye.